Hello. Firstly, you have come from somewhere in my world if you're watching this video. So I don't necessarily need to tell you that I am Adele Bates, behaviour and education specialist, international keynote speaker and author of my camera's the opposite way around, so I'm struggling. Hang on. Ugh. Miss, I don't give a shit. Engaging with challenging behaviour in schools. I would also recommend the books the other books that I pointed to on my shelf. They're useful too. So you are in my world, which means you know that when it comes to behaviour, I am here to support what's going on. And I have to say this term has been fruity, as if we didn't need a more challenging term. I've been working a lot in schools this half term, on the ground, working with a couple of schools regularly. So going into the same schools, working with the same kids, the same teachers, the same support staff. And the biggest number one mistake is happening all over the place, and it's really harming both our staff and our pupils. And that is this piece around looking after ourselves. I would love to know, if this were live, I'd be like, hands up, who is in a school right now where staff are on their knees in some way or another? I'm seeing this everywhere, up and down the country in all sorts of different settings, mainstream, special, PRUs. I'm seeing this everywhere. And so this is why what I want to offer you now is so important. I have been brewing. It's taken me a little longer than I thought because I want to get it right, but I am brewing a leadership online group space. This is for you if you are in some form of leadership role around behaviour. You might be a pastoral lead. You might be the HLTA behaviour lead. You might be the governor. You might be the deputy head who's in charge of behaviour. It comes in various forms in different schools and colleges. So essentially, if you think you're a lead on behaviour in some way, this is for you. Because what I have learnt going around the schools that I do is that often there are one or two people within an education setting who are in charge of behaviour, which is, a whole humorous thing in itself, and there's another whole vlog. But anyway, and what I'm seeing is those people, as we have fewer staff, as we have cut budgets, as we have all these things going on, these staff are having to hold a lot and are not necessarily supported themselves. If you're in my world, you know how important consistency is for children when it comes to behaviour. Consistency in routine, consistency in expectation, consistency in kindness and connection and humanity and relationships. And guess what? Continuity and support for staff is also a huge thing. This is why I've created this space. So I have been spending this time whilst kind of brewing it and getting it ready, finding out what's the most useful. So thank you to all of you who did complete the survey, because that has been super, super useful. Firstly, the number one reason that people don't work with me is time, okay? So this is going to be a half-term online session. Boom. For probably around an hour and a half. It's going to be roughly that length. In that space, and I just want to get up my list so that I make sure that we are covering everything. So in that space, I'm going to be sharing, first of all, best practice around behaviour. There are a lot of behaviour leads who work in different settings and feel very isolated. I'm going to be there saying, well, I've worked in this school. This is working really well. This school's really similar to yours. Here's a contact. Let's get in contact. Let's see if we can support each other. Here's best practice. Exactly the same way as we would with our kids when we role model exemplar, exemplar examples, but you know what I mean. Here's an exemplar piece of work. This is how it hits the mark scheme. Now you have a go. That's what I'm sharing. Best practice that's going on. And to be clear, that is not me saying, here's the best way to do behaviour, because if you know me, you know that doesn't exist. It depends on your context. It depends on your setting. It depends on the age of your kids. It depends on the needs of your kids. It depends if you are the school in that part of the town or the other part of the town. It depends if you're a further education college or if you're an infant school. There is no one way to do behaviour. But what I want to be doing is sharing the good practice that is in similar settings to the people within the group. So that's the number one thing. The second thing I will be doing is sharing case studies. Because I am in such a privileged position to observe and support what is happening with behaviour in different schools, I get to see, I've got 5 more books in me of all the case studies that I could do. There are some excellent scenarios and real life situations that I want to share in case studies. And there'll be spaces for questions from the group. So if you are going along going, okay, I'm in charge of behaviour in this way and this isn't working and I need support or help or just ideas, you can be submitting your questions so that they will get answered in this space. There'll also be chances for other members of the group to share their practice. So there will be some discussion areas. So it's not just me. I am not not to be the fountain of it all, but I'll be inviting people to share specific things. And finally, because I have now worked in several countries in schools, I'm also going to be sharing international practice. I believe that if we only look at what our country is doing, we're missing a trick. We are missing a trick. And what I've learned from my international travels around this research in this area is that whilst we can't pick up and just go with a method from another country because context, what we can do is use it as a fantastic opportunity to reflect and go, oh, hang on, they are approaching post-pandemic care for staff and behaviour in a way completely different to how we're doing, and how can we put that in our school? So that is the type of things that we'll be those are the type of things, grammar, that we will be doing. Now, the offer. To work with me one-to-one, to book me for an online one-to-one session is £275. This group programme, because it will be a group Zoom session, you are going to get once every single half term, roughly an hour and a half, hour and 15 to an hour and a half. I keep it a little bit loose, okay? You are going to get all of those, and if you book as a whole, you're going to get a discount. And I am doing, the reason I'm sharing this video with you now before we break up for holidays, I am doing a special 4-day offer. 4-day offer just to invite people in who for budgets might be an issue. So I'm going to be offering those 6 sessions to you for £525. If they are booked all at once and you follow the link and you do it now, you're booked in. We start in February. Okay, we start in February in the new year, but you'll already have yours booked for the entire year, February to February. Okay, so if you want to do that, you need to jump in like now and get it done. Yes, it does involve talking to your business manager. Yes, it might involve talking to a couple of people and sorting that out, but that's why I'm only putting that offer in now for those people who are ready to go and love to grab a bargain, to be honest. So there's the offer. Yes, you will get reminders in the next couple of days just to remind you because, you know, life happens. My friend was talking to me about Christmas cricket in one school the other day. I was like, wow, Christmas cricket. I haven't heard of that one. I know there's all sorts of things going on, so I will be reminding you in the next couple of days, but get it done now. Tick, you're done. You've got the offer and you are ready to get that consistent support for you so that we can keep supporting the people around us. I cannot wait to jump in and work with you. And if you've got any questions around this, then please feel free to email me back, DM me, whatever. I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, and you can email me. So grab me in one of those places. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the work that you are doing. And I hope that when you get to it, that you are able to have a restful wintertime holiday. Bye for now.